Fern might be the most naturally talented mage in Frieren, and the scary part is she's not even close to her final form. From a young age, Fern is already doing things that grown, experienced mages struggle with. Her mana control is absurdly clean, her suppression is so refined that even experts respect it, and her casting speed and accuracy are elite level. Fern hasn't had centuries of experience, and she doesn't have a massive library of spells older than civilization, but with the time she has had, her fundamentals are ridiculous. And when we're talking about natural talent, we also can't forget Stark and Übel, but we'll get to them in a bit. Let's start with Fern and what she's actually known for. First, speed. Fern's casting speed is so impressive that in the Lugner fight, she fires Zoltrak in rapid succession until he's basically reacting late. And in the Mage exam arc, the show makes it very clear. Fern's casting speed is insane, even compared to Frieren. That doesn't mean she's stronger, but her execution in this aspect is cleaner. Then we have precision. Fern doesn't fight like a traditional wizard, she fights more like a sniper. It's not flashy or dramatic, it's identify the threat, eliminate it, and move on. Third, mana control. In Frieren, mana isn't just power, it's information. The series establishes that mana suppression is a real technique. It's how mages read each other, how dangerous someone is, how close they are, and whether they're about to act. Most people can hide their mana by lowering it, but there's still some leakage. Their presence can still be felt. Fern doesn't leak. She compresses her mana so cleanly that her presence nearly disappears, to the point where even experienced mages and demons who rely on sensing mana can misjudge her. Now, if we're talking about young talent, I have to bring up Stark and Übel. Stark is a physical prodigy, and the crazy part is that the series doesn't hype him in the typical shonen way. He was trained by Aizen, and this isn't just a discipline training situation. Stark's profile states that his power was enough to scare Aizen when he got angry, and if Aizen is wary of your potential, you're definitely not a normal trainee. Stark's best moments aren't flashy, they're practical. When a threat is physical, monsters, beasts, anything that requires raw strength and durability, he's the one holding the line. The Solar Dragon situation is a perfect example. The village calls it a monster problem, but once Stark confronts it, the dragon stops approaching. The story doesn't scream Stark is OP, it just shows that even monsters understand risk assessment. And then there's Übel, who represents a completely different kind of talent. She's described as a genius mage whose visualization is so detached from common sense that her magic can do things rational mages consider impossible. Her whole style is based on intuition, magic by feeling, not by textbooks. Her signature spell, Real Siden, isn't just cutting things. It can slice through almost anything, cut structures apart, and its trajectory is nearly impossible to track. And she keeps improving its range over time. More importantly, it's limited by her visualization. If she can truly imagine the cut, it happens. That's what makes her feel so unfair. Her ceiling is basically her imagination. There's also a detail people forget. Übel can copy magic, not by studying it, but by empathizing with the person and understanding their nature. That's how she manages to use Virabel's binding spell, Sorganale, after connecting with him. So she's not scary because of raw mana, she's scary because she bends the system itself. So yeah, Stark and Übel are prodigies, but here's why I still put Fern one step ahead. Fern's talent is built on fundamentals and discipline, not chaos, not instinct, not adrenaline, just clean, repeatable execution. She doesn't win because she has the biggest spell, she wins because she controls the fight. Control over output, control over presence, control over pacing. And here's something people don't talk about enough. When Ciri is around, the entire room changes. Top mages treat her presence like gravity, but Fern is one of the few who can pick up on subtle fluctuations within that overwhelming mana suppression. That matters, because it shows a level of sensitivity and discipline you usually only see after years of experience. And speaking of time, Frieren's world rewards it. Time means more spells, more practice, more tricks, more experience. Fern doesn't have that yet, and she's already faster than she should be, cleaner than she should be, and calmer than grown mages in high-pressure situations. So what happens when she gains more spell variety, more real combat experience, more deception techniques, and more time in the north where everything is lethal? She doesn't need to surpass Frieren overall to become terrifying. She just needs to master the parts that decide fights. First shot, fastest read, cleanest punish, no hesitation. Right now, Fern might not be the strongest, but if we're talking about pure talent, she's absolutely that character, with Übel and Stark right behind her. So now I'll ask you, of the 3 prodigies we covered here, who's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below.